What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica on the Classic Climb blog. It is Thursday. It is a wow Thursday. I know there's music playing in the background. I apologize. I already know it's not gonna be my time, so took that off. Not worried about it. If you're here, drop your city and state in the chat. It's been a very interesting Thursday. I'm not gonna be here all night, but I had to jump on here. I know me, you're gonna be like, Erica, your buddy Donald Trump. He got convicted. Now I've already had family text me. I've had people I know send me messages and like, hey man, it's over. I don't think y'all understand how stubborn the nature of people is. And when you tell somebody, especially Americans, not to do something, how bad they will go do something. And I don't think y'all understand. America is the home of, hey, you can't do that. Oh, we can't? Tea party. Can't? Let's fight against England. Can't? Let's fight against the French. Can't? Let's. We are a country built on, oh, we can't do that. We're going to do it anyway. And I just want y'all to take that little bit with a grain of salt. Now, I've already told y'all it's going to be a wild summer. I told y'all that earlier. That's why your girl been disappearing. I'm going to be in a new office probably about a week or two while we wait on the warehouse to get built out the internal to get built out. But I just want y'all to understand, like, it's a money making summer. Do not be distracted. I promise you, America is one of those places where when you see all this noise going on, you better get real focused real fast. You better double down on making the money. And what do I mean double down on making money right now? Right? Many people are like, oh, I knew you were going to talk about money. I am. Drop your city and state in the chat if you can. Um, I'm just put it to you like this. I I'm gonna put it to you like this: between Trump, between the Diddy stuff that we already heard rumors for years about Diddy, people like they're hunting this black man. No, baby, they were sitting back collecting. I don't know if y'all know how the FBI works, but the FBI will let you make a fool out of yourself for a good 15 years and come up and be like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, all this tape, all this documentation, 57 witnesses, 97 people. That's how the FBI works." I want you to understand. Diamond Dave says it's a lot. I had a video I think I recorded in my car before I walk. I forgot to upload it, but I'll upload it maybe tomorrow or something. It's hard for one person to fight a group of people, and that's what the police are. That's what the FBI are. And if you're in my digital literacy class, I'm gonna turn it to money, but I want you to understand when I talk to y'all about Instagram, IG promos, and YouTube, people like, oh, Erica, there's so many YouTubers. It's saturated. IG is so tough. I don't have any money for promos. Get straight to the money. I'm gonna tell you about TikTok Shop. And if you came to my any of my events I hosted earlier this year, man, I told you all I could tell you, but I'm putting to you like this. I don't know if y'all remember the book Shadow Work? Does anybody in here remember the girl wrote the book Shadow Work? And it was a black book. It had a mirror on it. And I told y'all don't get in that book. Chanting in front of a mirror. You're opening up portals, baby. Don't do it, right? So if you remember that book, put a one in the comments. I don't know if y'all remember this book. Let me know if y'all remember the book Shadow Work, so I can, continue to express what I'm trying to express to y'all. It was on Amazon. Black girl made it, called Shadow Work. Um, Tell me if you remember that book. Drop a one in the comments if you do. If you don't, let me know. This will be very important to digital liberty students because I'm telling you, nothing beats an army like an army. Okay, so I know it takes 30-second delay for that, but a lot of people said, man, Erica, I don't have the money for promo. I don't have the money to promote myself. And I was like, listen, you got to go straight to the money. All right. And there's like 55 people in here. There's not a ton of people in here, but if y'all don't remember that book, put a one in the comments if you remember the book Shadow Work. If you don't, that's okay. I'm going to continue with the conversation. This girl made a print on demand book, like we've talked about in class, print on demand book, went on to the and gave huge affiliates. Went on TikTok Shop, gave people 30% affiliate. You get a choice between 10% and 30%. The standard in our industry, just so y'all understand and y'all are clear, is 20%. Many of you are like, Erica, hey, I just gave you 10% off my thing. Here, thanks. Promote my stuff. I'm like, not for 10%, baby. Right? So again, the standard in our industry is 20%. She was giving people 30%, of course, with the power of TikTok Shop. All right. She sold over $6 million in print on demand books. Let me say that again. She sold 6 million print on demand books. Did she run a bunch of ads? Did she come out here and do Facebook ads and Instagram ads and all that? No, she did not. She went straight to the money. What does straight to the money mean? The affiliates that are on TikTok was like, oh, I can get $3 to $5 if I sell this. Every copy I sell. This is where people are incentivized when they get straight to the money. Again, if you talk to teachers, teachers will say, hey, I'm trying so hard to convince these young Black and Latino boys to stay in school, stay focused, this is how the power to. The kids ain't hearing that. Get straight to the money. Tell them how this class gets them straight to the money. So TikTok Shop, all these people signing up, they were going to make a video anyway. The video was going to go on Instagram anyway. The video was going to go on YouTube anyway. So they're on TikTok Shop. You hit the link. You can check out right then and there. You don't even have to leave the page or where you were scanning. Okay. Now, why is it TikTok Shop versus USA is what I put in the thing. Is if you were in any of the events when I was teaching, I was telling you, like, it's TikTok's ball to lose. Okay. You have Amazon, who already is, I mean, they deep. They got the trucks. They got the location centers. They got the lock boxes. They got everything. They got more data than the government. And trust me, they in bed with the government. So anyway, long story short on that. TikTok Shop comes over here and says, hey, I'm gonna charge y'all 2% fee. Now it's higher now. But at the time it was 2% fee. Amazon charging you 6 to 20% fee. Okay? Just put that in your mind. TikTok Shop is like, hey, y'all can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about over here. Go crazy. Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, you're not doing that. You're not going to talk about whatever you want. It's very regulated for a reason. What is the nature of people? I tell you, you can't use it. I'm going to ban it. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to double down on it. The more you say, we're going to ban TikTok, we're going to make them sell it. Guess what happens? People are in that mud. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, if you're in my digital liberty students, if you've been hearing me say, any of you who have created a digital product, you can go up there tonight, have a TikTok shop, open it up to collaborations of all of affiliates, whoever, Dan the man in Louisiana, whoever. You cannot beat somebody who is open to building a diverse army, right? Every time I tell you when I started the channel, I had an idea in mind of what my customer was. Every sale, every phone call, dismiss that in my mind. Every bit of it. You thinking what the customer wants is incorrect. I'm gonna just use Sherry because I see her. If Sherry has a book on grants, a print on demand book on grants, and she goes on to TikTok Shop today and talks about creates the formula, puts her payment in there, do all that stuff, print on demand, and they all connected up, and they literally go on there and start buying, start becoming affiliates of Sherry's book. Oh my God, I got this book and it showed me all these grants. Man, you can learn so much from this lady. Now, here's what's going to happen. A percentage of people are automatically going to go what? Look on Amazon to see if Sherry's book is over there. Why? They want that quick shipment and they want to see if this is legit. That's the nature of people. So you're going to have some spillage over to Amazon. That's why you use both. But first things first, if this person know, like, and trust this influencer, they're going to buy the book and keep it moving. It'll get to the house when it gets to the house. I want y'all to understand people buy from people they know, like, and trust. Now, everybody said, oh, Erica, the influencer economy is dead. No. The thinking I'm going to come on YouTube and just get a check for having huge views is dead. I'm going to go on TikTok Shop and go viral is dead. Even the girl who wrote the story, right, told the story of, what's his name? The Black girl who said, who did I marry, right? I'm losing track of what I was thinking about. Who did I marry? She had 50 million views. Like, she had Cat Williams level views. TikTok Shop refused to pay her. But it opened the door for her what? To be on TV shows, to talk on stuff, and Tyler Perry, somebody gonna work with her, right? So the power in thinking I'm just gonna throw up some content and be paid, now that is over. That is shifting. Why? Because so many creators are going to try to come up and do that. There's been a lot of Black creators complaining. I agree with you. I'm not knocking. Listen, Anthony O'Neill, I'm messing up his name. He has a studio, top notch video. Earn your leisure, top notch studio, top notch video. Their views are low. Why? It's not just, oh, well, people are moving on. No, something in the algorithm. Okay, we can argue about that all day and night, but I'll put it to you this way. The shadow work book that girl put on there was a black book with a mirror on it. Shadow work. The name on it, I knew the name was African American. It didn't bother me. I knew the name was African American when I saw it. And yes, some people have tried to copy her a little bit on it. But when people realize they have the power to create a video and be paid, if you click that link, that's what people are going to do. You're always going to have people say, well, I'm going to just go check to see if it's real on Amazon. You're going to have people do that. So what? But a majority, overwhelming people buy from who they like. How do we know this? Every time a supplement company or a brand or Prime drink or whatever, Prime was a drink company before Logan Paul. They just came to him because that's the only way they were going to be able to sell the numbers that they are selling. Like, oh yeah, he helped co-create it. No, he didn't. It was already created. We just put himself on it. And his team had enough sense to go, yes, we like half ownership for sure. That's what we want to do. These are how deals get cut. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why am I saying TikTok Shop versus United States? Because the appeal of it's very hard to close something that's making a lot of people money. I'll just put it to you that there's a company that's made $11 million in the past 90 days off TikTok Shop. Their branding isn't even excellent. Their product isn't even like, oh my God, this is a radical product. But I want you to understand the average everyday person is in a silo. They're in a little cocoon. Right now, you guys are over here. You're like, man, Erica, listen, there's millions of people who don't know who I am, and that's okay. It'll always be that way. But guess what? On that TikTok Shop, I can go create an army of 1,000 people that's going to sell that digital product, that print on demand product I have, that print on demand planner or whatever, different things I want to throw up there. But also I have a company I put it through the TikTok Shop. If you're at the conference, then you know what I'm talking about. And I already have the numbers. We're like, oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Now you're gonna say, Erica, but the economy, people can't afford things. They're not buying things. They're broke. They're busted. They can't afford things, Erica. I am telling you, people are still going to shop, and the more price sensitive people are, they're going to shop online because they're trying to scan for prices. Let me tell you how I know. Me myself, I was looking for warehouse space. Now this is very important, and I got some notes written over here, but I'll go over it. People, when I say office space, what do you think? Put it in the comments. When I say office space, what do you guys think? What is the words that come to your mind when I say office space? Drop it in the comments. And we're gonna let our sponsor come in. While you guys are dropping in the space, what do you think of when I say office space? We're gonna let one of our sponsors talk. Let me get some water. Because the water is life. um, well, we might not. Computer want a trip. Maybe we ain't getting it.
Of Williams Accounting and Tax Services. We're located in McDonough, Georgia. For those who are in the Atlanta area, that is 75 South, exit 218, and make a right. We're a trilingual office. We offer services in Spanish, English, and Hindi. We also offer a tax course starting August 1st all the way through April 30th. It is bilingual. We service in Spanish and English.
Shout out, big shout out to Brandy taking over all of Georgia. I just saw a video of somebody bought up a bunch of accounting offices. I meant to post that, and I was like, and he's not even accounting. I love it. The winds are changing and people are not ready. So anyway, someone said you own space. You're buying building, virtual office, somewhere office building. Okay, so most people, I'm surprised. I'm surprised y'all didn't put vacant, empty. Nobody wants to go in office, but that's okay. That works too. That's okay. Okay, that's okay. Um, and so these are the numbers. When people say, "Oh my God, businesses are completely empty. Oh, nobody's returning to work." Guess what we found out, and I found out in this process as I'm doing this. That office is only 40% vacant. That industrial space is only 15% vacant. And flex space is only 3% vacant. Ask me how I know. Your girl was running around saying, hey man, I need a little warehouse. I need a little warehouse, just a little one. And I drove by this building a month before we went on vacation and went out of town and did some traveling. I said, okay, cool. I'll come back and I'll do a tour. I came back, y'all. 85% of the buildings are full. The only reason the last building is not sold is because their funding fell through. Brand new construction of warehouse flex space. Now I knew flex space was jumping, but I didn't know it was jumping like that. I looked up one of these places, a hospital had took a part of this space because the hospital had a telehealth portion that was doing some stuff. And I'm like, what? Y'all, money is gonna keep on moving. And these warehouses, these last minute warehouses, a lot of these spaces, y'all are discounted. Money is still moving and moving quickly. Um, People are buying up other people's buildings, projects, materials. They're collaborating, they're coming together. Trust me, like the average mom and pop that you think are sitting at home, oh, I can work from home. They're not. There's one co-working space I went to go check on an office space. I said, listen, y'all got a bigger office. I tried to go over here. I go over there. Do y'all have this much square feet in the office? Because we're gonna have to dump, 3 people in here. We're gonna have to dump some supplies in here until the other building's ready. They were leased up. They were leased up, and I said, man, why are y'all so leased up? They said, oh, honey, it's summertime. Men that work from home because the kids are home are now coming in here to work in an office to get away from the kids. Not mama get away from the kids. Daddy is now leaving the house to work, not work from home, but work in an office just to get away from the kids. I think y'all think this is a joke. People are going to constantly be in some type of motion. So a lot of these office spaces have to come down on the dollars. Okay. Now, when I found that out, I said, man, I guess I'm gonna be stuck in this particular office until the other office gets available. No problem, no problem. And here's the problem with that. In order to grow the way you think you want to grow, you need a growth mindset, not just a goal mindset. A goal mindset is people like, we just need to make this amount of money and we're going to get there and that's fine. Well, guess what happens? When you get to that goal, you're going to drop back down immediately. This is why so many companies get up there and have a break point and they fall apart. The owner crashes out. The owner wants to sell, is because they had a goal and not a growth mindset. A growth mindset requires you to think, okay, once we get to this level, what will this company need? Who do I need to be? Who do I need to be to even make a company of that size function? Why are people dreading a CEO spot so bad? You get all the negative, all the employees complain to you, and if nothing goes right in the company, you're blamed and you're fired. But it's one of the most hired positions ever, is a CEO position. Because people love what? Being a manager. I tell y'all this for years. People love the title of shift leader, manager. You see Walmart's paying people 200,000. Walmart just recalled people out of Dallas, New Orleans. I forgot the other city. Was it Florida? I forgot the other city. They called them back. All right, let me check. Hold on. Me and my friend just finished talking about this the other day because he actually works for the Walmart. So anyway, hold on. Okay, yes. He said the teammates from Dallas had to come back. Atlanta and Toronto. They have literally they have a choice of come to Bentonville, Arkansas, or quit. And they will get 2 weeks pay for every year they worked at Walmart that's separate. If you live in Toronto, if you live in Atlanta, if you live in Dallas, are you moving to Bentonville, Arkansas? And the ones that live in Arkansas right now, they went from going in the office 2 days a week to 3 days a week. Y'all, the shift, the shift gonna keep shifting. I want you to understand. Okay. So you got a good 7 months here of making big, big money. I feel they're gonna wait till November after the election to be like, oh, it's the recession. We're already in one. We keep playing with the numbers. They'll look back in time and say, we should have dropped interest rates in October of last year, but because we didn't, October of last year is when the recession started. Trust me, They're throwing numbers in here. They're taking coffee out of the numbers. They're taking all different things out of the numbers. Why? Because they have to make it finagled for it to. It's not a recession. These are the best times ever. I went to the grocery store today, and something that would cost me like $60 cost me 120 today. I grabbed the same kind of meats. I grabbed the same shrimp, wild caught shrimp. I grabbed the same. I didn't even think about it. I just was going to my cart, throw it in the cart, and went to the register. She's like 120. I was like 120. Wait a minute. I had to look back and look. What is in my cart? What's in my cart? And so, I think what are you saying about it is you're distracting me by being distracted. You want to move to Florida? Anybody who's talking about I'm not going to move now because the insurance is goofy to me. No disrespect to you, but just going to go there for a second. Insurance, your homeowners, uh, your property tax, all these things can be battled and fought. If you're a person who's like, well, I'm not going to move now because it's not fun or they're going to tax me, that's the point of that's the game. That's the game. We're going to tax you and you just fight the tax back. Many people laugh. Florida right now, the average home in one of these areas is still 285. So, and then you go to different areas 400, but I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to step back on that. But my point of bringing that up is a lot of you need to fix your belief lid. Fix your belief lid and re-enter, right? How you believe, how you think about yourself, who you need to be that business person. Do you think about it? This is one of my calendars. Oh, dang, the freaking filter. You can see a little bit. There you go. Hey, there we go. It's a calendar. Long story short, it's a calendar book. And I literally already had my year planned out. I already knew how much money I would need in the fall to live out this beautiful fantasy fall. We're going here, we're going there, we're going overseas, we're traveling, we're doing this many projects are happening. How much money would it take and how much time? I already knew starting this summer project would require me to hire, right? Require me to hire someone to replace completely. Hey, take me out of the situation. Imagine doing work and I'm not even here. Because you depending on me being here, it already is not going to be a functional business. Right? So you have to almost be really parlaying where you're at. So Valdez, he says, I wasn't thinking insurance. Detroit is on the rise. Any city you have assets in is on the rise. Let me say that again. Any city you have assets in is on the rise. The Midwest in itself is in a decline. What is on the rise in the Midwest is if you own land. If you own land, if you own warehouses, if you own assets, because companies are still looking for places to relocate, get cheap help, right? There's a ton of companies in Missouri. Why are they in Missouri? It's so damn cheap, but they're close. They're 4 hours from Chicago. They can convince a manager or two to come down from Chicago, right? Why are people in Detroit? They can get so much bang for their buck. They could buy up 100 properties and it'd be like buying 10 in another state. How do I know this? Why is this important? There are 20, there are about 20 cities, metros. And out of those 20, only 2/3 of them produce 2/3 of only a sorry, let me fix that. Out of the 20 major metros, only about 10, if I'm not mistaken, 10 of those produce 2/3 of the United States GDP. So when someone says, I'm going to stay here in wherever, and I've never heard of it, it don't matter, great. Stay there, invest there. The only difference between you and a person who's going to move to Florida and in 5 years become rich, or move to Texas and in 5 years become rich, is your vision and your belief. So if Valdez believes Detroit is on the rise, if I'm a person who believes Detroit is on the rise, what would I do as a person who is going to be in that place? I would be buying land. And if you're not buying land, you're not buying houses, you're not buying assets, you're not buying a commercial building, you're not building anything there, you do not believe that Detroit is on the rise. It's just that simple. Like we're gonna make it so simple now for everybody. We're gonna make it super simple for everybody. If you believe that this position that you're in at any place is going to be better the next 5 to 10 years, guess what you will do? You will invest in that place. Simple as that. Like I'm in Texas, and one of the places I picked, the reason I picked the warehouse building I was picking is because they're building a highway over to the right of it. There will be 10 to 20 new neighborhoods all up and down that road. I already read the economic plan. I already read the directions. I already know where it's going. Right? When someone says, Erica, why would someone move to Atlanta? Oh, the party's over. Atlanta done boomed. Florida done boomed. Nashville, Tennessee boomed. Again, just like I told you about TikTok Shop, if you want to build an army of 1,000 people, people do not know things. Just gonna be very kind about it. This guy the other day was like, "Oh, you know about Nashville?" And I was like, "Dude, Nashville's been jumping for 10 years now. Let me show you when I looked at Nashville in 2012 what the prices were." Okay? That's because people are usually late to a party via what they hear, what they see. If you told somebody in 2008, I'm gonna buy Detroit, girl, Detroit done crashed. It's over. It's good. Look at somebody now in 2024. When people run around buying $500 houses, Asia included, those houses are now worth 40, 50,000. I just want you to understand that. Okay? A lot of times, there you go, Thomas Dickerson. I was in Nashville in 2016. Yeah. Again, I want y'all to understand, anytime you believe a place is jumping, our friends were in Nashville teaching at as poor, making 35,000 a year lab techs at Vanderbilt University. They bought in the hood for $74,000. They were able to sell that house a couple years ago for $380,000. So again, when people tell me, "Oh, this place is gonna jump, this is gonna be great," if you don't have any investments there, I do not believe. If you're not listening to Acre Boys or somebody and buying tax deed, tax lien, if you're not putting your money where your mouth is, I do not believe you. I did not spend the past 3 weeks on past month in between my vacations on Shopify and on TikTok Shop and on all this affiliate stuff if I did not believe something. Correct? I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have spent the time. Because that means I didn't believe it was possible. I didn't believe there was opportunity there. So this is the same when I see people who are in Texas or I'm going to Atlanta, or I'm going wherever. If you're a New Yorker and you've been in Atlanta 20 years and you don't own any property, baby, you a goose. I mean, you were there when it was cheap. You're there now when it's expensive. It's going to get more expensive. And you tell me, hey, man, I used to be from New York, New York, New York, New York. You don't own anything in New York. And you don't own anything in Atlanta. You're a floating tourist. Some people are like, you're going, whoa, whoa. I'm just telling you, in the way the economy is shaping, not that I'm like, oh, winter's coming. I've told y'all that for years. I'm over telling y'all that. Right? This guy was joking and calling it the Hunger Games. He was like, the top 10% are living the best lives they ever lived. And the bottom 90% are what? They're on Instagram. They're on TikTok crying. They're talking about moving to the country, living in a trailer. This girl showed a trailer, a used trailer that was falling apart. She done painted it, stapled it back together. And people like, girl, what the hell are you doing? This is what she can do in her budget. You're going to see more of this. You're going to see more people talking about, look how creative I am. I bought a $2 cabin in the woods and restored it. Hannah Lee Duggan. I don't know if you guys are big on YouTube like that, but Hannah Lee Duggan, she bought a cabin from an old man for like $5,000. It included 2 cabins and a bunch of land. It didn't even have a toilet inside the house. That's right, I'm from country. The toilet won't even in the house. She had an outhouse she had to go use to be in this house. And so she's filming her life. I'm for real. This is 2020. This girl is filming herself building up a cabin right in the middle of the woods because she has to, because it's a shack. Made a ton of money off YouTube in the process, right? Because what else do you have to do while you're building this shack all day? Is be on YouTube uploading it, documenting the journey. Before that, she was living in a van. And she's not from a poor family. But you have to realize these people are realizing what I got. All I got is this van. So the girl's building up the shack. Hannah Lee Duggan, you can look her up. She's a beautiful little girl. She's young. She's a cutie. She looks like Taylor Swift's cousin or something, right? Um, and so when she started getting money, she immediately started buying new vehicles. You can see the upgrade happening. She would once in a while just go off, hang out in the van, like, hey, I'm in the van. But overall, you know what I'm saying? She's showing you the shack in the woods. Well, eventually she kept parking at this one place. They were like, do you have permission to be on these people's property? And she's like, oh, I bought this house. It was a house with a toilet in the house, indoor plumbing, a beautiful 2-story, multiple room, a lake on it, all kind of stuff. She been building freaking houses, building on this shack in the woods, making you think this poor girl sleeping in this shack in the woods. Okay, and it made a lot of money. And I don't fault her for it, but I want you to understand this is where people are at. They're like, man, how can I get in a shack in the woods? How can I get in a $5,000 trailer and live my best life? So you have a choice here. I'm not saying and I'm not saying chase money and be unhappy, unhealed, unloved. I'm not saying any of that. By no means. I want you to dream up what's your dream life, okay? What does it look like and what can you own in it? Right? I have people who are in North Carolina who still send me deals all the time now. The state has grown immensely. I drove through a place, I was like, God, where am I at? I didn't even recognize Charlotte or Raleigh. But there are going to be people saying it's too expensive now. Every city and state, no matter where you go, people who are not invested are going to say the same thing. Oh well, Erica, I'm going over to Colombia. I'm going over to Bali with P Diddy because he's gonna be hiding over there in a minute. I'm going all these other places to go hide. Guess what? You will still need to figure out how to make money. You'll still need to figure out how to bring in reoccurring income. The lesson has not been finished and has not learned. Right? You're gonna go overseas and the goal is for you to hide on $500 a month. Oh my God, I made it. I'm in Colombia. I'm surviving on $500 a month. Thank you, Lord. Right? My apartment's 250. I can go out and dance in the street half naked with used clothes on my back. Oh my God, I'm winning. But guess what? If you add anybody to that equation, a woman, a kid, something happens to your parents back in America, now you gotta fly home. Guess what? You're back at where you were. You're back at square one because you never solved the money issue. I'm not saying chase the inflation here in America. I'm just saying come up with a plan for it. TikTok shop, the reason I keep bringing it up is a direct to if I get on here, I make videos, but you're making content anyway, most of you. Okay. I can leverage this content to put money in my pocket. And I'm not even, I'm at the point now in my career, I don't even like, I'm on TikTok, like, I don't, what is for the young people sometimes. I don't get this or I don't care about it. I'm doing it from the producer side of things. Like, here's these products. Go ahead and promote them. And then I don't even have time to be bothered messaging back and forth. I'm hiring 2 girls to literally, hey, message like 1,000 people a day. How many people can we get on Team Erica? Because you're not going to be able to build $5 and $10 million companies by yourself. There is a my first million. I showed them a lot. You can get up to like about 1 million by yourself, but you're going to have at least 2 or 3 virtual assistants and contractors helping you out, whether they're on the customer service side, they're on the operations side, somewhere in the equation, they're going to be helping. You really can get up to a million. I'm documenting the journey, and so you'll see it probably in September, August, September. By the time the kids go back to school, we'll have this like 90 days of filming wrapped up, and y'all can kind of see what we've been working on. Um, but I'm filming it because I just want to show how like 90 days is a life changer. 90 days is forever in business, right? 90 days is a quarter. You get to figure out like, okay, what do we do this quarter? What's the numbers? But a lot of you are trying to figure out how to take over the world by yourself and not with leverage. And I don't mean with credit cards. I mean with people. People. Um, have you ever seen Pinky and the Brain? I love that TV show. It's a good cartoon, but it was Pinky and the Brain. And every day, Pinky be like, "What are we gonna do tomorrow, Brain?" He was like, "Figure out how to take over the world." You know, Pinky wasn't much help to him, but he was his partner. You know what I'm saying? He could help him how he could. And a lot of y'all are going to come up on this year, the next 7 months is going to create a bunch of new millionaires because a lot of people that figured it out, like, man, there's no more free stuff. Now, what do I mean free stuff? I have the Facebook group that's at 60,000 people. Every day, people like, can you guarantee me a job? Baby, no, not even Jesus can guarantee you a job. Are you for real? like you start talking to people, you're like, nobody can guarantee you that. I'm not your mom, I'm not your daddy, I'm not your parent. But what you can do is pay some money, and a team of people can go be out there hunting and fighting you a job. Now, many people say, well, Erica, I'll just use a recruiter. Great. A recruiter is going to work with somebody who already has experience because they're going to get paid by the company, providing them with someone who's the best capable for the job. Plain and simple. So many people think, well, but there's got to be some free way that somebody's going to help me and put me up on a pedestal and get me where I need to go. Not really. I literally watched 3 videos from this one guy. And I mean, he literally broke down step by step how to do everything. And I was like, oh my God, this guy put this on the internet for free. Had low views and everything. I watched the whole hour of each of them. And I was like, I literally created a Shopify site, connected all the stuff. I did it all within like an hour. Within an hour. And I started laughing because like this video is free. And he's like, people are like, well, I need you to help me more. Is there another video? He's like, no, you can book a call. Like these people want you to do it for them for free. And so what's funny is like when I did book a call with the guy, he's like, girl, I've been slammed for a year. I said, I believe it. Because the power in the next couple months, the next 7 months, are companies doing it for you. It's whether it's ads, whether it's product placement. You see a lot of these e-com guys, they're trying to be your fulfillment warehouse. Why are they trying to do that? Because fourth quarter, everybody's trying to drop ship, okay? And fourth quarter, all these warehouses that Amazon own, that TikTok fulfillment owns, that these people, they're going to charge you 20% on fees to hold your crap because it's taking up space. Now, what would be the logical thing for a person to do? A logical thing for a person to do is to get their own damn warehouse space. But people are wanting to build businesses with no responsibility, no employees, no overhead. Amazon knows this, TikTok knows this. They're like, yeah, come send me your stuff. I'm gonna charge you an arm and a leg. But you can do that. Now, if you have anything print on demand, if you're in my class and you got a study guide, a book, or whatever, and you haven't jumped on TikTok Shop and let all these open the collaborations for all these affiliates to hop in there because they've got about 7,000 people signed up. I can't give you any more. You know what I mean? So again, the Donald Trump thing and the Diddy thing and all this new, it's gonna be like this for the rest of the year. Every day for the rest of 2024, they're gonna drop some bomb of news. Like again, Pfizer, all these companies are like, oh yeah, we realized that cancer is increasing. Maybe that vaccine wasn't as good, or maybe this one was bad. Every day they're dropping bombs on you. Every day they're literally going, rapeseed oil. Sounds crazy how I'm saying it, but rapeseed oil, you're like, what kind of oil is that? It's canola oil. Canola oil, the word canola oil, struggling to say it without the accent, is so bad. Soon as people see it, they put the bottle down. So the companies rechanged the word and said, it's rapeseed oil. You ain't never in your life came across no rapeseed. And so, same thing with the dyes, red dyes, blue dyes, yellow dyes. Companies are rebranding the words to these dyes. GMO is gone. The word is bioengineered. And how do you know these things so fastly? TikTok, Instagram. But these things are siloed. Instagram can ratchet it down. YouTube can ratchet the information down. TikTok is a free for all. It's just like shotgun. It's out there. Information's out there, right? And so what's happening is people are building big economic money, big money, in several factors, in several little things off of TikTok Shop, TikTok video, Instagram, by just, hey, did you know this? Most people didn't know that. Every time I see the top 10 cities people are leaving, top people are moving to, People are like, oh, I didn't know people were moving there. They've been moving there since the pandemic. You don't know for 4 years now they've been moving there? No, because the average person is going about their daily life. What is their daily life? Baby, all they doing is getting up, getting the kids in school, kind of doing maybe 50% at work, come home, act like every day they don't know they have to cook dinner for their children and they confused. And then literally don't know their kids not doing well in school, watch some Netflix, complain about being tired and lay down. You'll catch their attention at peak times. Kids are out of school. You want your kid in a summer program, you have to be over here by 7:30. My mom was like, why is it 7:30 in the morning? It got all those parents' attention. My mom stood out there for my sister and was like, girl, the line is down the street almost. Because there's only certain times you're catching people's energy and people's attention. And so TikTok Shop is one of those places where people are like, are you feeling tired? Are you feeling down? Are you feeling tired? The kids getting on your nerves? Try some of this. And people are like, you know what? I'm going to try some of that. Now, what happened to, oh, we don't have any money and the economy's crazy? In that moment, that attention from that ad, from that particular influencer, however they look, grab that person's attention. Why do all these people care about these NFL players being with white ladies? Which it don't matter because you was never gonna get an NFL player, and neither was your daughter. But these people are like, these NFL players are choosing white people. It don't matter. Half these dudes ain't gonna have a job in 3 years. What do you care? Well, Erica, it's how it looks. Does it look no? It don't. It don't matter. It don't matter. Okay. Um. Same thing for a lot of the noise and distraction you're gonna see for the next 7 months. It does not apply to you. And it don't matter. Who every time I hear women talking about tall men, there's like 3% of the world is tall. That's it. Unless you're gonna go live in Sweden. Unless you're gonna go live in Sweden. And again, the Gen Z people are getting to it. Like they're calling them the tool belt generation. Why? Because they realize they gotta fix crap. If they want to own anything, it might be junky and they gotta fix it. I told y'all my nephew's already been offered by 3 grown adults. You want to buy? You want to take over my business, son? When you graduate high school, this kid still got another year, and he's still making 5 to 7 grand a month in his own lawn care business. People are getting to it. Not just my nephew. A lot of young men. If you go watch YouTube, about 18 to 24 years old, they're testing this drop shipping. They're testing little online businesses. They're testing writing a blog. They're testing it. They're again, the classic sign of a entrepreneur is somebody who's like, well, I've been researching this for about 3 years now. Researching for 3 years, the market's done changed. 6 months into your research, a market has changed. Right now, the product we've launched right now, I'm late to the market. We were supposed to be out in April. It's going on June. It's going on June. I've already missed half the season. The only thing that's helping me is the fact that it's hot as hell in Texas. It's gonna stay hot to about September, October. If you live in Florida, it's hot to September, October. If you live in Alabama, it's hot to September, October. Mississippi, Alabama, Gulf Shores, parts of Atlanta is hot. Atlanta do get colder. Y'all do get colder. I do better stuff. But outside the South, the three or four things I have created, they're gonna be out of time. I've already reached out to China for the other stuff for the fall. They're like, yeah, you better get it in now. We're gonna get it to you by August. I was like, it's May. Oh yeah, it takes us so long. We'll get it to you by August. By the time August gets here, I'll have September, October, November, December to sell it. That's it. That'll be it. So, when it comes to people say, what should I do with my money? What should I do in this economy? Whatever can get you into motion, because people that are in motion gonna be fine. People that are sitting on the sidelines like, I'm waiting to buy a house. Man, I went by 2 houses the other day. They were like, we'll give you 4.99% interest rate, 30 years. And the house we took 50,000 off. I don't know what y'all think they're gonna do more than that. They're not gonna do it. I went through one neighborhood and they had so many empty lots. I said, man, this is crazy. But then I thought about it. If interest rates drop, they're gonna have all these under contract. They're gonna drop them in December, but they ain't dropping it before that. Anybody who's educating themselves on the stock market, educating themselves on e-commerce, educating themselves on just having money in motion, you'll be fine. Right now, you want to buy somebody's business. There's a lady I'm talking to right now. She's getting ready to buy this couple's business. Why is she buying the couple's business? It's not that the business doesn't make money. The husband and wife are at each other's throat. And I said, well, why don't the husband tell the wife to go home and get a replacement person? Oh, they don't think they make enough money. I'm like, baby, the company makes 2+ million a year. What are they expecting? Like, send the wife home. Well, no, she wants to be there, be nosy, and make sure everything's running smooth. Then they're at a standstill. And the only way they can get free of that is if they sell that company. And I guarantee it. All the studies out there show once that man sells that company and goes home with his wife for 6 months, he's going to be crazy and he is going to go start another business. Without a doubt. These are the people that Grant Cardone, these people are trying to get them into trainings and systems. But because their wife is at that office and we can't spend any money and we can't grow and all this other crazy stuff, again, they'll be in that stuck position and somebody can come by and say, hey, here's some money. Y'all be amazed what people going through out here. You be amazed. They'll talk themselves out of money so fast because it's up here. It's not the company, it's up here. We've done multiple live streams on here where I've shown y'all company after company where people are trying to sell their company. It's like, what's wrong with the company? Why are they selling? They'll just say, well, we're moving back home. We're moving back to take care of family. We're moving back to where family is. 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with the business. The business is fine. It's the interpersonal people there. It's a leadership issue, not a company issue. Any of these business ideas, when people call me, I'm like, that's good. Erica, what do you think? I just don't know. I'm like, that's a fine idea. Only thing, two things are wrong, either leadership or money. I'm lacking money, Erica. You're gonna pitch this company to somebody else. You're gonna sell it. You're gonna either get some loans from somewhere. You got to solve the problem. People who are solving problems in the next 2 3 years are gonna be crazy rich, crazy rich, crazy. It don't make no sense how rich. People who are gonna solve problems and do work, man. Anybody who's telling me right now, hey, I want to get in tech and I'm gonna go to school for 4 years and then come out and be ready. I'm just like this to them. Because the way the economy has changed and our learning systems have changed, no, you need a 3 month boot camp to go in it and learn what you need to learn and go into a job. Right? A lot of these people want to smoothly transition, slowly and smoothly. And sometimes life is like that. We're changing today. We're changing tomorrow. Your kids got all summer to transition to the next grade. Guess what? Their kids get there and they show kids 70% of their words by August. Because they did what all summer? Goof off and do nothing. If you don't have anything planned for them, they ain't done growing. This is just data, you know? So listen, what can you take out of this? Again, I've gone on and beat on the problem. You're gonna see nonstop news on Donald Trump for the rest of the year. You're gonna see nonstop news on Biden looking lost and drooling on himself for the rest of the year. You're gonna see nonstop news on sports. And let me not get it twisted. Many of you think, man, Erica sounds no fun. No, I go to sports events. We have season tickets. I have season tickets to the University of Texas basketball girls. It was like $100. It's no money. They've dropped the prices of all these season tickets of all these arenas because they need your money. They need your money. Caitlin Clark's the best thing jumping. Everybody's acting like, oh, nobody's gonna care. These, I'm just gonna say it. I know white people watch this channel. I don't care. These white people gonna show you they're gonna spend this money on Caitlin. They're gonna spend it, and they're gonna be there to support Caitlin every game. She's staying behind the game an hour signing autographs. Every single game. They moved one game in Las Vegas from the small baby arena it was in to the same arena the Lakers play in. And they had more attendance than the Lakers. Stars were there, movie stars were there. You name it, they was in the building. This is why when people say, well, they keep acting like this is an important thing. It's not important to you because you don't have no money. You're not in the game. You're not a season ticket holder. You're not a ticket reseller. You're not in any motion. So he's like, oh, you keep talking about WNBA, Erica. Yeah, it's for people in motion. Look at all these music concerts all this summer. There you go. You already know. Look at all these music concerts this summer. Every single black artist that is alive is doing a show right now. Lady Gaga is doing a piano show, a unique show after Tony Bennett died. And so you think after Tony Bennett died, she'd be done doing these shows. No, she's got, I'm gonna do some more. Lady Gaga hella rich. She's so rich she retired Akon. Akon then went overseas and built a whole city. I'm just telling you like this. If you're somebody who has some money to do ticket resale, to buy or market products this fall, like I already know people who are in this group I'm in who are designing things around football, around basketball, around sports for the fall. These kids are gonna be paid, these sports kids gonna be paid, these teams. It's big money. But if you're just on the consumer side of goofing off and like, I just want to show up to the game and tailgate on Friday and be drunk and laugh, baby, sure, go ahead and do it. Do it all fall. I don't care. There's people on the other side of that deal that's gonna make a lot of money. A lot of money. I don't think y'all understand. Let me see. What's the other thing I wrote in my notes? Shit, I don't forgot. Okay. I saw the viral video about this lady. She's a psychiatrist. She's basically crying and she's saying, I know so many black women who never have relaxation or a vacation ever. It's the worst thing ever. They never get a chance in their life to relax. And part of that is life planning. Let's really go there. Because Carnival cruises are like $100 down payment. And you can make payments for a whole year before the cruise. Some of them cruises $400. You just got to get there and have a week off. Our family did it 30 people deep for 12 years and traveled extensively as a whole family. I'm not saying our family is beyond rich, but I'm just saying I want you to understand people will come up with all kind of damn excuses for why they ain't traveled, why they ain't lived their life, why they ain't gone nowhere. It's the lack of planning. I remember asking somebody what they doing in September. They have kids. And they're like, I just don't even know. You don't know what you're doing in September and you have kids? Well, the kids will be back in school. And I'm like, bird brain. But people are so brain fogged and mentally exhausted, feeding themselves crap, feeding their kids crap. There's no plan for their children. They don't have a plan for their life. All of a sudden they look up, I was this white lady going, I'm married for 15 years and I never got a vacation with my husband, even after I asked him. And now he's with this new woman and he's taking her on vacation. I'm like, girl, give you a break. She literally said that he took one of the kids with him on vacation. If the ex-husband and his new woman is taking your kid on vacation, guess what you should be doing that week? Going on vacation somewhere, living your best life that week. People are using a lot of excuses for why they don't live the way they want to live. And really, it's up here. It's not financial. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw that chart that went viral in Atlanta where they're showing teachers in Atlanta making 100K. Ones with tenure, of course, with years of experience and tenure. The rest are making like 80. But when you think of, oh, these poor teachers, they don't make any money. They're just so broke. Man, if you're making 80K in Atlanta, you could make more, but you should be a steward of that money. What you doing this summer? You know what I'm saying? Music money, they're making up for. Oh yeah, they're making up crazy. I always have money in motion. No, Aaron, Akon brought out Lady Gaga. Akon is the person who brought. Like, when you bring an artist underneath you, he brought Lady Gaga to the public. So of course, it's like when LA Reid and them had brought TLC out to the public. They made 10% off everything they've ever made. Akon made like $100 million. I remember when they were doing. You can go look this up. It's super public. Lady Gaga, that when she came out Poker Face and she was just everywhere. I think she had made $300 million, and out of that money, Akon had amassed like 80 million. And I was like, he was like, oh well, I wrote all the songs. I co-wrote all the songs for album. I did this, I did that. I made all the music. So Akon had literally retired off of Lady Gaga. He didn't need to make another song. He was like, I'm good. And this is what happens when you get to a certain level of production. I don't care about making no videos on TikTok. I really don't. I'm all like, how many thousands of people can I get to make a video for me? If I can get 1,000 people to make a video for our products, we've won. That's all we need to do. So I told y'all I wasn't gonna be here long. It's 54 minutes. If y'all have any questions, it's a great time to put them in the chat. Um, but you're gonna see for the rest of the year nonstop news on every artist, every little nasty thing Diddy ever did, all that stuff. This book is more important now than ever. Let me see if I can get it to do right. Try to put it in my face. There it is. How to Get Rich. This is a good one by Felix Dennis. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I think we still have the birthday discount coupon going on. I don't know. I'm not certain. I can go check. All this stuff is on sleep mode, really. Okay, here it is. Here it is. All right, and I've read this to y'all before. I'm gonna read it again to y'all. Okay. Um, Wealth measured by cash on hand and how quickly you can realize it. That means, can you sell your car? Can you see how you have some cash in your 401k, your bank statements, and all something? Okay. 100,000 to 400,000. He calls it the comfortable four. 400,000 to a million. He calls it the comfortably off. 1 million to 2 million, comfortably wealthy. 2 million to 10 million, the lesser rich. 10 million to 30 million, comfortably rich. Now he goes ridiculously on. If you got access to 200 million, like, Jeff Bezos or something, you're filthy rich, super rich. Now, this is measured in assets. Again, assets are different than just cash on hand. Assets are, let's say I own 100 properties, right? How much are those valued and what does that look like, right? So let's say you own a 100K house in Georgia. Let's say I own 10 of them. Well, now they're all worth 100K and now I have 10 of them. That means I have a million assets. Okay? Makes sense? Most people in California own 2 houses and they'll be at $3 million, right? Or they own 1 house and they're at a million. This is why we've been on an asset-based economy since 1971, and this is why Indian Americans are number one. Number two is Asian Americans in general. There's a whole chart of this, and then there's like 6 other immigrant groups, and then there's white people, and then there's average Americans, which is everybody else. And then there's unfortunately Latinos, and then African Americans all the way to the bottom. Just is what it is, right? I think Vietnamese are somewhere in there, right? So wealth measured in total assets, and this is why this is so vital right here. 2 to 4 million is comfortably poor. How did he come up with that? Because we know people who own a house in Arizona or California, and it's worth a lot of money, but if they ever leave or the taxes increase, they're busted. Same as Florida. We have these people who own these properties in Miami. I can't pay my property tax. So they're comfortably what? Poor. Okay. 4 to 10 million is comfortably off. Okay. 10 million to 30 million is comfortably wealthy. 30 to 80 million is the lesser rich. Imagine having 30 million assets and being considered lesser rich. Okay. 150 million to 200 million is the rich. And then again, it goes further up. But again, a lot of this he talks about, and Grant Cardone has brought it up too. People will make $1 million and then they go into protection mode. I've got to protect it. I've got to protect it. When really what got you that first million is how you were going after it. And you got to continue that kind of same going after it while being smart enough to know I got to take some of the money off the table. Okay. Hope that makes sense for y'all. There's a singer called LaTruth. I may be messing his name up. And people are making fun of him on the internet because he drives for UPS. He looked like every other black man I've ever seen drive for UPS. I wouldn't have known who he was unless they told me. And basically, he had a divorce, and the woman has child support, high child support, and he needed to be able to pay his bills and pay his child support so he can go to court. And people are laughing. And I said, but what y'all don't understand is he made 1 million before and lost it. If he ever makes $1 million again, he's Gucci. If you ever sit down and listen to Dave Ramsey stuff, like there will be several women, husband died, cancer, something happened, and he left 1.5 million. And they like, don't do nothing for 6 months. Just grieve, sit tight. This is where people come with the ideals and I need a loan and all this crazy shit. You really just have to sit with it for a second to think. And I've been this person as well. Made a bunch of money, lost it. Now the second time it's like, oh, actually I do A, B, and C. Boom, 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 boom. And you'll make it back so much faster. And once you make it back faster, now you know, okay, well, we just put the money over here. We just put it over there. We just do this, and checks just come in. We continue to do our thing, but we don't start businesses that require us physically there. We start stuff that we can hire a CEO, hire a social media person that's working, doing daily interactions, customer service person, which could be a VA, and operations. Hey, and some of you are in here and you say, Erica, I've got a digital product. I listen to what you said in Digital Liberty Tour. I run around, I promote on Instagram. What else can I do? Next thing I would say is put it on TikTok shop and let as many affiliates as possible get on to your army. You can get 1,000 people run around promoting your stuff. Those 1,000 people are going to talk to people you've never even heard of, and they've never even heard of you. So, best thing is now compiling an army of little helpers to run around helping. I don't know if you guys ever seen the little Minions movies where they're yellow with one eyeball. Someone got one, someone got two. That's pretty much how people get things done, right? A lot of these fitness and YouTubers, you wouldn't even know who they were if it wasn't for their minions running around saying, "This person's doing so very much. This person's doing this." And yeah. Let me see. Any questions? With all this Diddy news, Kendra Marjorie, Reef, Trump, what are they trying to distract us from? Love Ashley, that your money is being extremely mismanaged. Um, especially with the food right now. Like I keep telling y'all this, but I'll just say in August, you're gonna see crazy food price increase. All the processing plants and all the cattle and all the animals that died last year, it takes a good year for you to feel the pinch. I went to the store and again, I told y'all I went to the grocery store HEB. I buy the same beef, shrimp. Um, basically, I'm on a carnivore-ish diet, and so it's very meat, but it's certain fruits. I get like a thing of pineapples, a thing of watermelon, and a thing of blueberries. A little bit of honey, tea, keep it light, no bread, no carbs. I get a little sweet potato. I ain't gonna lie, I get some good. But I just went in the cart and shopped as usual. Just grabbed the steak that looked good to me, grabbed certain things because I've ordered beef. I've ordered a half a cow. It's not here yet. It's coming in like a couple days. So I had to get some more beef. I had to get some ground beef. I had to get some Wagyu beef. And then I got to the register and I'm thinking, it's gonna be $60. It was 120. And it's the same beef, the same steaks, the same everything. I want you to understand, like, when you're not paying attention, when I keep saying go with your local farmers market, because I don't even buy chicken from HEB anymore. No disrespect, HEB, I love them, they're best grocery ever. I do not buy chicken unless it's from a farmer and I know it just came out fresh. Even when I buy steaks from HEB, I reluctantly, I hate to say it like this, buy them waiting on the cow because two of our friends, one of them is in Shreveport, Louisiana, but Dallas, and another friend in North Carolina, I got beef from them. I was like, what the hell am I eating at the store? This tastes amazing. This is fresh. This is great. What the hell is this? But you don't know until you go to directly to a person. When you buy a hamburger meat at the store, it can have up to 40 different cows in it. They can have 40 different cows in it. Just however many were processed at that time, go into this particular machine, get kind of, cleaned through a little bit, and then put in these packages. So you have 40 different cows of 40 different, who knows what's going on in those cows in that one, right? And then we have steak, you know what I mean? Like, even butter. If you look at butter, if you grab a bar of butter that's real dark yellow, grab it. That means that cow was grass fed. They were kind of free range and walked around. Then if you grab a stick of butter that's very pale white, it means grain fed. That means that cow ate grain. Like, it's just certain things in the food that once you taste it, you know the difference. Like, so I don't buy any chicken anymore. They dump chicken in like a water chlorine kind of mix before it goes off and gets packaged and put in stores anyway. So that's another. You can watch videos on that for yourself. But I literally go and get my chickens direct from a farmer. And my sister used to be like, "Man, these chickens so small." I'm like, "No, these are natural chickens. That's how the size they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be giant, huge chickens. They're supposed to be normal sized chickens." And so that's a big thing for right now. I only shop from local farmers. The mini beef freezer is going to be filled up with the beef and the chicken. I get the wild caught salmon. I've always showed that link to you guys. Um, as clean as I can get it right now. And between that and the supplements, I just know like what's going into my body, what's happening. Like, okay, this is the change. I'm just telling you, man, it's real. It's real crazy out there. Just be careful. But essentially, what they distract you from your money losing value. Everybody running around telling you not to buy a home when if you ever pay attention to California, The average person probably can't remember when California homes were only 100,000. They can't remember that because they've been half a million and a million for so long. That's what's going to kind of happen in most of the United States. If you actually travel outside this world, and many people try to play like they do, if you ever go to London, right now, the more Indians with a dot own London property than actual London-born people, or let's just go there, white British people. This is an asset game. And if you're not, if anybody that you're watching right now is telling you not to buy a house, um, I would be very wary of that person. Not because of interest rates, not because of homeowners insurance, but because if they're anybody who really studies economics, they could even try to play and say, "Well, we're at the top of the market." You can negotiate all kind of discounts with all these builders and different people. I, if you know anything about housing market or how supply and demand goes, the price is only going to go up. If you're not paying attention to NACA and the fact that these immigrants coming across the border, illegal or not, if they stay in subsidized housing, Section 8 housing or emergency housing, they qualify for U.S. down payment assistance in any city. So why does you down payment assistance even exist? It's originally for Section 8 people, but Section 8 people were basically systemized. They didn't want to leave Section 8. So I remember going to the one here in Austin, and it was all white nation people. It was built for Section 8 people that live in Section 8. It was all white nation. And they were going to get their money. And guess what? If you made 12 on time payments of your mortgage for the first year, they dispensed the loan. They forgave the loan that they gave you to get into the house. I don't think y'all understand what's going on. So, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot of distractions, a lot of them. Oh yeah, pink slime, all that stuff. Like, what do you think is in the food that they're serving you for $1 at McDonald's this summer? What is the quality of food you think you're getting from Burger King when they're doing a penny Whopper Junior? If you really cook, if you are at home cooking, a lot of these women about to become at home cooks because of the cost of it. You're gonna be like, that don't taste right. Also, our pensions, several states' pensions are already in trouble. You can look at Kentucky for a prime example. I did a whole show on that. You can look for a lot of places. The pensions are in trouble. But the problem is the type of people who are going to be mad about the pensions have not really retired yet. You have a million people retired, they pension not right. They're going to get up in arms. But guess what? They haven't retired yet. They haven't collectively talked about their pension not being there. And then again, by the time they figure it out, the people that were in charge of making those decisions on some of those pensions will have gone on about their business. They gone on about their business. They gone. They gone out the door. Um, but yeah, a lot of these pension companies, like when I talk about all these dentist offices you see, these car washes and these hedge funds and these different companies, they're just buying up enough assets, and those assets could be giving the company 20, 30% returns. They only have to give 4% returns to those pension funds. That's all they required to buy. So they can buy an apartment that's overpriced. They can buy an overpriced building. They can buy overpriced everything. It don't matter as long as they give those people back 4% to cover the cost of those people, and they take their fees off the top. Long, long time ago, it's been short. America's for sale. I mean, that's what I'm telling you. Like since 1971, like the Asians coming here, and when people go to Hawaii, they get mad about the cost of living in Hawaii. If you really want to be mad about Hawaii, get mad at Japan. The people in Japan was so priced out of Japan, they had to go to Hawaii. Outside the people that were in Hawaii digging in the ground for sugar cane, not those folks. They were basically in Dutch or servitude, right? At some point, some of them. But the people after that in the 80s came and started buying it up. I remember our Uber driver. She said, I bought my condo. I was like, well, hey, what do you love about Hawaii? She's like, I bought a condo here in 1994. It's the best thing ever happened to me. Changed my life. I am without a doubt that woman's condo is probably worth $500,000 to $1,000,000. She's from California, and that was her whole. She said that's the best thing she ever did in her life. She's in her 50s driving for Uber. And I was like, well, do you stay at that condo? Oh, no, honey, I rent that condo out. She ain't even in the condo. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand, like, that's the best thing she did in her life. Oprah cleared out 800 acres in Hawaii. Uh, what's his name? Zuckerberg bought a bunch of shell companies to harass people to sell him that land in Hawaii. Pay attention if you want, but it's all good. Yeah, I noticed they've been bringing up, but the Bojangles that they bring, the franchises aren't the same. They don't have chicken. They just have those nasty chicken tenders. I can eat the dirty rice or the fries or the breakfast sandwiches, but that's not it. Oh, it's gonna be so wow. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a place down the street. They have a bunch of people there. They just sitting around all day. They ain't got no job. They ain't got no job. I went and talked to a lady the other day. I was like, hey man, I might have some cleaning jobs for you, with this company, other company I own. And she was using Google Translate to her with her whole heart, like, thank you. I just got here, me to America. Yes, I work for this company because a part of her government issue, like this is where she has to work Monday through Friday. But she can go do anything on Saturday. I can do anything on Saturday. I said, can you drive? No, but I can get somebody to drive me there. I was like, good gracious. You can't beat somebody like that. Somebody who's like, I work like a dog Monday through Friday and I can be at this place and I can't even drive in America, but I will get somebody to get me to wherever you send them and pay me. I will get them. You ain't beating that person. You ain't beating that person. Ain't no way. Another thing y'all should check out is look up the TV show Parish. Parish. It has the dude from Breaking Bad in it. And it seems a little far fetched, but if you actually watch it, like all the people that are cleaning and servers that are from Africa were trafficked there. I'm not gonna ruin the show for you, but I want you to watch the show. That's how that really goes down right here. Oh, for sure, for sure. TSP folks are retiring now in the next few years. Government workers. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. You already know. Listen, I just tell people like this. Even if you have a pension, if I were you, I would go be buying up assets, whether it's land, trailer parks. I would be buying up something where somebody's got to give me some cash every month. There's somebody I know right now. We're getting ready to work with him on some projects. He literally has to physically go pick up the rent because of all the immigrants. They'd be like, oh, I don't know how to work this. Here's cash. He picks up cash with safety, with some pew pew and some and extra folks, but he picks up the cash. The same thing right now. We have a Detroit tenant. My new project manager has been out for a minute now. He has to go over there physically and pick it up. Physically pick it up. It's crazy. But you have people who are in that position in life. They don't know how to really work computers, or they don't want to work computers, or they don't have the right debit cards. Trust me, they out here. If I was retiring and the government's like, here's 100K every year, I don't trust that money. That money ain't guaranteed. It ain't guaranteed at all. I don't care what they say. I would be buying something that puts money in my pocket. I would not be buying an RV camper and drive around America. I wouldn't be, I'm going to go visit all my grandbabies and waste my money. I would be like, what can I physically buy, or what type of business can I run so that I have excess money coming in? And that's exactly what I've done. That's part of what my mom's done. That's what all my other aunts that retired. They went and immediately found rental property or pieces of land. It's like, I'm going to build something on this. I immediately seeing folks sleep outside of gas stations under bridges has been eye opening since being here. Oh yeah, and dog, give them a minute. Texas gonna start getting them people. It's the summer. Don't worry. They start moving around in the summer. Magically, in the summer, these people that were sleeping everywhere all of a sudden started finding somewhere else to be. They start migrating to Colorado. They start migrating up north. They migrate wherever it's a little bit chiller in the weather. So, oh, for sure, for sure. There's a doctor I know right now in Dallas. He bought a piece of land, subdivided into 6 lots with the plans on it. It's called entitlement. Look it up. And you can now sell these as a house plan to somebody who wants to buy them or build, or a couple that wants to build their dream home on the land. It's a thing. It's a thing. So, all right, guys, we've been on here long enough, but I just want y'all to mentally prepare yourself. Oh yeah, I'm not. Listen, if you gave me $100,000 in my hand, would I buy another property in Detroit or buy it somewhere else? It's gonna be somewhere else. I really believe if you are a long term believer of that area, definitely go do it. I'm just saying the tenants we currently have, we have to pick up that we currently have, we have to pick up rent. I don't have that problem in Cleveland. We don't have a problem with those people. We don't have the people that have a problem in North Carolina. But I'm telling you, there's a segment of the population that's like the reason the trailer park is a joke, but it's like not a joke. Is the front office is where people just walk down the street and hand their calf rent to the people. Those people will always need some type of protection, security coming up in the future, for real, like without a joke. Um, if you're paying attention, you keep your money moving daily. That's with a business. You ever really study Argentina, Brazil, parts of South America? No matter what's going on, people that have businesses, they keep rolling. They buy trucks, they buy stuff. Their money's moving with staff and people. It's moving. Okay. Why do you think immigrants have come to America and like doubled down on trucking and dispatching and all that stuff? Because that's what they do in their home countries. And they know if they keep moving the trucks and moving the people and moving the products, they'll be fine. They'll take that money and buy other stuff. That's the first. Like I mean, there were some Russians I worked with, and they did me dirty. But at the end of the day, that's all they talked about is how they were taking every dollar left over after they paid whoever they had their loan from, and they were buying stuff. That's all they talked about. Oh my God, I found this piece of land for 2,000. I'm like, where is it at? In the middle of nowhere? Again, these people come here and don't play. There's a YouTuber, I'm not gonna give out his business, but he found this guy, you start looking up people's names, like who owns something in the town. One Indian dude owned like 20 lots of land and was like, yeah, I thought this town was gonna blow up, but if it's not, I can sell it to you. He trust me, these people come here and they be buying it. Large plots of land, yeah. Large. Detroit stay different. I mean, I respect it for what it is. Um, just like Memphis, New Orleans. These are places I may not live in. I may be from a different culture, and that's the key word here is the culture. Uh, but I understand, like enough that I can stand back and go, I understand. The longer you look at something, I will never purchase something or build new construction that I don't see myself dealing with it for 5 to 10 years. So if somebody shows me something, it's got to be daggone new construction at this point, wherever it is, or it's got to be land that I know I can build on, and I ain't gonna have no hiccups with the tenant. Because you have to plan for the next 5 to 10 years. You can't plan like, oh, the next year I'm gonna make all this money and retire. That's the funniest thing when people call me and like, Eric, I want to retire in a year, and I go, what you calling me for? Well, hold on, you need to call your financial advisor. You need to call the bank. Where's all your assets at? We gotta really redo this. We gotta redo this conversation. Said UPS guys when I retire, they have an 8 to 10K month pension. Will still punch a clock at work. And some people you stop moving, you die. That's some people for real though. They really have like worked themselves to death. That's why my biggest thing is if you're a woman, every study shows women that work these ridiculous hours die of heart attacks, strokes. They get out of here fast. The reason I think women have lived so long is there's been a kind of a break in motherhood where you're at home, you're decompressed, you're just taking care of a baby, and that's what you're doing. You're not just like working like a mule because you're not a man. Even myself, when I just like start taking certain medicine for cortisol, like supplement, and just like start chilling, I'm like, oh, I feel great. We're reset. We're fired back. Sabbatical worked, right? But the things that I have started, oh, they're not gonna require me or my presence at all. I'm like, no, y'all can have that because there is some young man or young woman, and when I show y'all, if you can see the list on Indeed of people who've applied for working this spot, they literally they got kids, they got a house, they just gotta work. They don't have any ideal. They just like being able to physically get in a car, drive to an office, or be in charge of a group of people. That's y'all gonna meet people like that. That's been their mindset that they have to work. Or there's stuff you ever hear people say, I have to work hard for my money. When people say that, I'd be like, ooh. Like I used to say that. Now as an adult, I'm like, oh, I don't know. We don't say that. Right? We because words have power and the way you say things matter. And people don't understand that, but they have a lot of power. How you say things and like, oh, my children are gonna get it out the mud and all that stuff. And you're like, that's you're speaking curses over your children. But okay, if you want to, That's you. Like I'm seeing these young kids, they not playing with y'all. They not trying to do any of that. So what you're going to see in the hires of a lot of these companies are people who are they're recent retirees. They didn't do the math right. They're going to come back to work and work for you. They're in their 50s and 60s and glad to have a job. Uh, and then you're going to see guys and girls who are like in the thick of it. Like they got little kids. They just got to work. They got a wife and they got a mortgage. They just got to work. So you're going to get a lot of those people in, and you just got to work with what you get. So, anyways, I don't mean bore y'all to death, but this is what I have for y'all today. But it's gonna be a wild summer. Get ready to hear nonstop Donald Trump news, nonstop of everything, nonstop mess going on in TV every day. If I were you, I'd pull out my calendar, plan out the rest of my year. One of the one missteps I made this year was the Roots picnic happening this weekend, but it's okay. It's my one bit I missed up. I was like, oh dang, I missed that one. But the rest I've already have planned for the rest of the year. I have some wiggle room in the space in the calendar to do other things. But I promise y'all, like, plan a beautiful, wonderful life and let your mindset rise to meet it. Okay. So, anyways, you guys, this is your girl Erica, Classic Clown Blog. You guys have a wonderful evening.